Guys, it's your girl, Ashley Kirkwood with the Speak Your Way to Cash podcast, where we teach you how to start at the top of the speaking market instead of working your way up from the bottom. During this show, you will hear solo episodes from me, where I'll show you how I have landed and negotiated 5- and 6-figure speaking contracts and licensing deals. You'll also hear from our amazing guests who have grown enormous speaking businesses by utilizing sales and marketing principles that work. If you want to grow your speaking business, listen to this podcast, and then afterwards, head on over to ashleynicolekirkwood.shop and grab my book, Speak Your Way to Cash, How to Start at the Top of the Speaking Market Instead of Working Your Way Up from the Bottom. Ready to dive in? Let's go. Hey, y'all. What's up to the Speak Your Way to Cash family? It's Ashley Kirkwood back again with another podcast episode. But this time, guys, I am actually going to let you listen in to a live video that I recorded. Now, if you're listening to this live video on the podcast and you're like, I want to join your next live, I want to ask you questions, I want to be able to get feedback about my business, then you have to follow me on Instagram at The Ashley Nicole Show, and make sure you're following the Speak Your Way to Cash Facebook page, all right? Make sure you're following the Speak Your Way to Cash Facebook page because that's where I go live. I also sometimes go live in the Speak Your Way to Cash Facebook group, but enough about that. Even though you may have missed it live, you're about to hear it again. So listen into this live episode and let me know what you think. You can always send me an email to ashley@speakyourwaytocash.com. Let's listen in. Good morning. Good morning. Is it still morning? Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ashley Kirkwood. I'm the founder of Speak Your Way to Cash, a company that helps speakers, experts, thought leaders, and entrepreneurs to land large speaking contracts. We really specialize in helping folks who thought that corporate was not for them go back, but not as an employee, as a vendor, as someone who is in control and has power to change the organization as a whole. And so that's what I do. I'm an attorney by trade, went to Northwestern Law. Woo, woo. Any Wildcats in the building? Studied international business in undergrad, started my own law firm, realized what I was really being asked to do at this firm is help people to renegotiate and restructure their contracts in a way that would help them land larger contracts with these companies. So I started not just drafting the agreements, y'all, I started negotiating the agreements on behalf of my clients. And then from there, started landing my own corporate speaking contracts and speaking clients, help my clients land 5- and 6-figure corporate speaking contracts through Speak Your Way to Cash, which is an event, a coaching program, and it's own organization. And so that's kind of what I've been doing. I kind of jumbled that story. Hopefully you all have heard it before, but I'll go back through it in a minute. But I wanted to come on here and really talk about the 3 shifts that I made in my business that really changed everything for me. And I was thinking about this today because I went to breakfast with a colleague and just thinking about where I was 3 years ago versus where I am now. And a lot has changed in that time. So if you all are ready for these 3 shifts, I'm going to get right into it. I'll tell you all a little bit of my story along the way. For those of you guys that are new here, if it's your first time joining live, drop first in the comments. If you have joined me live before, drop OG in the comments and let me know kind of who you are and where you're coming from. But if you're ready for these 3 shifts, we're going to go through 3 of them. Drop a 3 in the chat. Y'all know I'm a church girl. Y'all gonna have to talk back to me like Sunday morning. Drop a 3 in the chat. And I'm going to go ahead and give you these 3 things. And let me be really, 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 really clear before we even dive into these 3 things. I want you all to know that where you're at now is not where you're going to end up. Where you're at now, no matter where that is, no matter where you're starting from, if you're starting from like your first client, if you're on your 50th client, if you've already done really well in business, you're already at multiple 6 figures and all of that, where you're at now is not where you're going to end up. There's always room for growth as long as you're open to growing. As long as you're open to growing, there's always room for growth. And so when I first started my business, I left a $300,000 corporate job as an attorney to launch my own law firm and speaking practice. A $300,000 corporate job. And what a lot of my friends and family were saying silently, some people actually told me this, is they were like, oh, I could never do that. I like money too much. Like I literally heard that, oh, I could never do that. I like money too much, as if by leaving this job that was paying me a fraction of what I was worth, let's be clear, a fraction of what I was capable of, let's be clear, I was leaving something on the table that I wouldn't be able to get back. So for those of you who are still in corporate, I'm not an advocate of you just leaving your job and not having a plan, because I'm not a struggling entrepreneur. I don't believe in strugglepreneurship. I believe in you having a plan. I think that you can get a job that will fulfill you and that will give you what you need so that you can sustain while you are building your own thing. I'm not a big advocate of people leaving, and some people should maybe never leave and still, do something on the side. But what I'm telling you is, if you need to make a move, don't think that where you're at, that this is God's best for you. Like, this is it. This is the top of the mountain for you. It is not. So fast forward through the story, I was able to replace that salary really, really quickly. Within a year and a half of becoming an entrepreneur, we were able to replace that salary and hire other people and pay them and do what we needed to do. But where you're at now isn't where you're going to go. So there were a couple of shifts that I needed to make in my mindset that really helped me to grow my business. And now I'm fully focused on Speak Your Way to Cash. We coach entrepreneurs and help them land large contracts. If you have not seen my Instagram posts from the day or my Facebook post of the day, I actually was able to highlight some of the clients that we've had speak at our various events and kind of share some of the results that we've been able to get from them. And one of the things that we do at Speak Your Way to Cash is we have a huge event in November called Speak Your Way to Cash Live. The testimonials and results that come out of that event is just bananas. It's our 7th event this year, our 7th event. But when we started the event, it was literally 10 of us in a conference room. And I was talking to one of my friends today and I was like, what if I would have quit when it was 10 of us in that conference room? What if I would have been like, oh, it's not enough people here. I'm not doing this anymore. So let's get into the shifts. Shift number 1, I had to take my mindset from 6-figure years to 6-figure contracts. For some people, this is a really big shift. So this is all about figuring out what's possible for your business, for your life. Whatever you think is a large number, I don't care what it is. If it's $1 million, if it's $2 million, if it's $10 million, I want you to allow yourself to think of a life, think of a business where you're able to obtain that in a month or with one client. I heard Dame Dash say, my good brother, he said, dreaming is cheap. Everyone can afford it, but some people just choose not to. Like, it's not going to hurt you to dream bigger. It's not going to hurt you to think of a life that you don't have now, but that is possible for you. And why do you know it's possible for you? Because if anyone has it, if anyone can do it, if anyone anywhere is doing it, it is a possibility that you could be doing it as well. Whether or not you're willing to put in the work, time, and effort to achieve it, that's a different analysis altogether. But allow yourself to think bigger for your business. So whatever you think is a lot of money, I want you to think about, how could I get that in a month? How could I get that in one client? How could I get that in a year? A lot of what we talk about is how to land 5- and 6-figure contracts. I saw a lot of people online talking about, oh, I want to have a 6-figure year. And I was like, well, what if I had a 6-figure contract? That thought was the first thought that I had that allowed me to form Speak Your Way to Cash. And the premise of our company is helping people land 5- and 6-figure contracts and beyond, right? And beyond. But the reason we started there was because for a lot of folks to even think about having that 6-figure, like one client 6-figure, for a lot of people, that was such a stretch that we didn't even talk about the beyond. Here's another mindset shift I want you to make. How many of you have had a job that paid you at least $10,000 in a year? Drop me in the comments. This is about to blow y'all mind. How many of you have had a job that has paid you at least $10,000 in a year? Drop me in the comments. For those of you listening to this on the podcast, y'all, I don't have my mic, so it's not like the best audio, so y'all gonna have to bear with me, but I still wanted y'all to get this, so shout out to the podcast family. But drop me if you've had a job that at least paid you $10,000 in a year. Drop me. Okay, I'm seeing a me come through. Now, I want you to think, if you've had a job that has paid you at least $100,000 in a year, drop me too in the comments. If you've made at least $100,000 on your day job, drop me too in the comments. Drop me too in the comments. Why am I having you do this? Because many of us have already landed 5- or 6-figure contracts from an organization. What we talk about doing at Speak Your Way to Cash is going back and getting those contracts, but as an independent contractor. What's going to change is your distinction. What's going to change is the way that you deliver on the agreement. What's going to change is the vernacular that you use on the sales call. You're not negotiating your salary, you're negotiating a contract's value. So for many of us, we've already landed a 5-figure contract via our employment. It's not that different to do it. I mean, it's a different process, but it's not unreasonable to think that you can do it on your own. Okay? Mind blowing. So for me, the first shift I had to make is, I don't just need 6-figure years. I'm down for a 6-figure contract. That was the first shift that I had to make. And for any of you watching who are like, this seems like a big jump for me, I don't know if I could do this, who's going to pay me, what big company would pay me, is stop thinking of companies as entities and start thinking of companies as people. You're not selling to Pepsi. You're selling to Carol, who runs the department, the HR department at Pepsi. You're selling to Jim, who's over the marketing department for the organization. You're selling to Sarah, who's the head of the ERG at the, like, you're selling to individual people. Okay. You're not like, I don't need all of Pepsi to be down with me. I'm looking for the individuals within an organization that I can help. And through our challenges, we're doing a Pitch Your Way to Cash challenge at the end of the month. Through our challenges, we show you how to pitch for those contracts. Okay. Like, literally, that's what we show you. And so that was the first mindset shift, is like, oh snap, I don't have to wait for a year to make $100,000. I can get a contract that has that value. So through our law firm and through our own company, we have acquired contracts worth more than $100,000. One client, 6 figures. That can be your reality. Okay. That was a big mindset shift for me. And the reason why that was critical was when I first got into entrepreneurship, and this really goes to point number 2. So point number 1 is I had to switch from 6-figure years to 6-figure contracts. That mentality really did help a lot. Yes, I'm so glad, Brittany, that you're coming to the live conference in November. It's going to be off the chain. All of y'all should be at the live conference in November. If you don't have your ticket, we're gonna sell out of in person, and you're not even going to be able to get in the room. You're going to have to do virtual. But you should. November is lit. Get your tickets for November. But the second thing that I had to do, and this was a big thing for me, don't look around, look up. Write this down. Don't look around, look up. Don't look around, look up. There's not a wait list for the conference. The tickets are already on sale. We've already sold over 160 tickets to this event. We're going to sell out of all in-person seats because it is capped. We probably don't let them tickets sell out. That's all I'm gonna tell y'all, because y'all gonna be online crying, looking at everybody there, just feeling just all the feelings. It's gonna be a hot mess, so don't do it. But don't look around, look up. You can go get your Speak Your Way to Cash Live tickets at speakyourwaytocashlive.com right now. So don't look around, look up. What do I mean by this? What do I mean by don't look around, look up? Here's what I mean by this. This is what I did. I ain't gonna tell on y'all. I'm gonna tell on me. When I first came into the online space, I looked around. I did not look up. What did that do for my business? It made me a strugglepreneur for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I was looking around at what everyone else was charging. I was looking around at what other trademark lawyers was charging. Oh, they're only charging $2,000. Oh, I'll charge $2,000. I was looking around at what people were selling. There was, oh, you're selling an ebook. I'll just sell an ebook. Oh, you're talking to these people who don't have any money, like targeting people without a budget. I'll target people without a budget. Like literally, I was looking around. I wasn't looking up. Now, what do I see when I look up? Strategies. Clarity happens when you look up. Alignment happens when you look up. So when I say look up, I mean, you better look up to God, look to the top of your industry. What are they doing there? What they doing up there? I'm not trying to get caught up anymore in what the people next to me are doing. Oh, she's doing this. I'm going to do that. Oh, he's doing this. I'm going to do that. Literally look up. You know what looking up does? When you look up like this, I can't even, I can see peripherally. I don't know if that's a word. My husband's the wordsmith in the family. I got to ask him if that's a word. I can kind of see what people are doing to my left and to my right, but I can't get too involved in what they're doing because I'm looking up. God's up there. Top businesses are up there. I am looking up. Look at the top of your industry to play at the top of your industry. You know what else is up there? Your best clients are up there. Literally, I was looking around and I was not looking up. I was looking around. Oh, what is she doing? What's she doing? Not looking up. Now, here's where people miss it. I am not in the camp of, I'm going to tell y'all what camp I ain't in. I'm not in the I don't have competition camp. I'm not delusional. We all have competition. That'd be like, oh, Nike, I don't have competition. Reebok is your competition. You may not think they're your peer. You may not think that they are a viable opponent, but they are competitors. It just means there are other people that are in your industry. And thank God for that, because I love that there are other people in my industry, because now I can get really clear on what differentiates me from them. It also tells me that there's viability in the industry. So many people, and I think this is maybe an insecurity. I don't know what it is. I'm not going to put, I don't know what, looking up. Don't know what they're doing over there. But I do hear a lot of, I don't have any competition. Well, you should, because viable industries always have competition. Now, you may be a trailblazer in your industry, but you may be a true trailblazer. And as long as you're committed to what being a trailblazer entails, Godspeed. But even then, when you look at innovators, let's take Netflix, for example, there was still an industry. They were able to innovate on top of an industry that already existed. You know what I'm saying? Nothing new under the sun. So you may innovate on top of what someone else has done, but you probably have an industry. You're probably not the first one in whatever industry you're playing in, because we here's what we do. People use the fact that they don't have competition as an excuse not to do market research. It's not smart to do that. You research your industry.
It is here. The Speak Your Way to Cash book is now available for you to purchase. Go to Amazon to get your audio, Kindle, or hardcover copy of the book. And we have a paperback copy, okay? So you can get it on Audible and listen to it. And I read it myself. So if you love the podcast, you will love the audiobook. Go get it now. Speak Your Way to Cash, how to start at the top of the speaking market instead of working your way up from the bottom. A bit about the book. It's broken down into 6 parts, and it is over 260 pages of goodness, okay? Part 1 covers mindset. Part 2 covers getting yourself in the press. Part 3 covers assembling your 6-figure offer. Part 4 covers inviting people to work with you, sales. Part 5 covers delivering an outstanding speech. And Part 6 covers legalities that every speaker needs and how to build a team. I mean, literally, what did we leave out? Nothing. So go to Amazon and grab your copy today. And let me know you did it too.
You're not don't be delusional. Just set your sights on the top of the industry. Don't look around, look up. So while everyone else, and you know what happened to me? I tried to charge $2,000 like all the other trademark lawyers were doing when I first started my law firm. And I realized the level of service, the level of insight, the level of experience, the weight of my degree, the weight of my background, the fact that I had tried cases on behalf of billion-dollar brands and they hadn't, my experience warranted me not to price like them, because when you price like them, you're compared to them. You ain't gonna compare me on price. I'm gonna be more easy. Like, if you want to compare me on price, trust that it's more over here. And that's okay. And so you got to be really careful about what you're setting your price on. Now, at the same time, you want to know your value so that you can price appropriately. Once you know your value, you're able to price appropriately. So that was the second biggest shift I had to do. I had to stop looking around at what everyone else was doing and look up to God and look at the top of the industry. If you want to play at the top, know what they're doing at the top of the industry. Be best in class. Be best in class. Third mindset shift I had to make. I had to believe that I could serve at a high level. If y'all are cool with me being real, drop real in the chat. Because I don't want to just step on y'all toes without permission. But I'm going to tell my business. I'm not going to talk about y'all business. Y'all may be perfect. I don't know. Drop real in the chat if you're cool with me going a little bit deeper. Just let me know. Okay, I'm seeing a reel on Facebook. Instagram, quiet. I don't know where y'all at Instagram. And the podcasters, just say real in your head, because I know you're going to listen to this back on the podcast. But here's the thing. When I first started, I was nervous about whether or not I would be able to, I was nervous about whether or not I'd be able to play at a high level on my own. So I'd always had a really big company behind me, a really great school behind me. All the stuff that I'd acquired up until the point that I became an entrepreneur was backed by a brand that was solidified by hundreds of years of results. Now I'm coming in as an entrepreneur and I have to rely on my own name, because truth be told, y'all, my fancy little top 10 law school degree with cum laude and all that, y'all don't care about that. Can we be honest? Y'all don't care. I don't know why y'all don't care. Y'all should care, but y'all don't care. I've never even had a client be like, let me see that law degree from Northwestern. Let me look up how great the school is. Oh, you work for Kirkland and Ellis. That's the best firm in the world. Let me Google them. Y'all don't care. Y'all don't care. So I could not rely on the brand equity. I could not rely on the brand equity of the companies behind me. And so because of that, I priced and I spoke to an audience that I thought couldn't require a lot of me. And y'all do it too. Some of y'all do it too. I don't know all y'all personally, but some of y'all do it too. What does that look like? That looks like selling to people that you have to convince to buy a $50 ebook. Why? It's $50. What am I doing? So I left working for thousands of dollars an hour to go and get on a live video and try to sell a $50 ebook. My God, today. Why did I do that? Because I was insecure about whether what I had on my own, without all that stuff behind me, was valuable. Can we be honest? So if you're always running into they don't have a budget, they can't pay me, I don't know if I can sell to a corporation because it's such a big entity, and will they value me, and am I good enough, and you have to get clear, and you have to be firm and solid in the fact that your voice on its own, who you are, your ideas on their own have value. More important than them just having value, your ideas are able to get other people results. Now, this is a big one, because we're in a time where everyone's like, pay me my worth. I'm not a pay me my worth curl either. I'm not in the camp of pay me my worth. I am priceless. Y'all can't never pay my worth. I'm gonna put a price I'm not even pricing my worth. I'm pricing whatever service you're buying. And even then you get this deal. So you can't pay me my worth. My worth is invaluable. My worth is invaluable. What you gonna pay is this rate though. You gonna have to pay this rate. Now my worth, no, you ain't gonna be able to get that. But my rate is a requirement. Okay. My rate is a requirement. And so when you think about how do I price? Who am I targeting? Who am I talking to? You have to make sure that you're not pricing and determining who you're going to serve from a place of insecurity. Now, here's the other thing. Because I already know what you all are saying. Y'all are like, but how do we know it works? And how do we know it's this? And how do I know I'm good? And how do I know it's valuable? Your clients' results will tell you. More importantly, your clients' results will tell you. Like, your clients' winning will tell you. The fact that you are studying your craft will tell you. I'm a firm believer in not selling anything you're not willing to invest in getting better at. What do I mean by that? If you are a speaker, but you're not willing to put any money towards becoming a better speaker, then you're not a speaker. If you're a coach, but you're not willing to put any money towards becoming a better coach, that may not be your thing that you sell. Whatever I sell, I'm willing to put money behind getting better at. And when you're willing to put money behind getting better at something, becoming great at something, mastering something, then you shouldn't feel bad about charging for that. Because what you'll see is that every year your clients invest with you, your experience to them gets better. Every year someone comes to a Speaker Ready Cash live event, it gets better. Guaranteed. Every year someone works in our programs, they get better. Look, y'all, we got something dropping for our established speakers, for the ones who ain't playing around. In November, it's bananas. It's literally like bananas. So that's how you know, right? That's how you know. But I get that you don't want to be pricing outside of integrity. You're like, well, am I good enough to charge for this? First off, your life leaves clues. So what have you been doing throughout your entire life and progressively getting better at that you could help someone else with? And if you're really worried about it, like you're like, I just don't know, because confidence really comes from competence. Arrogance is based on nothing. Confidence is based on competence. So for me, the way that we were able to increase our prices and get more clients results and do better faster and all of that was by working with clients, getting them results, seeing the receipts, doing all that stuff. In fact, I'm actually show y'all something. So I don't know if all of you all on here have seen this. We just had this video. I don't know if I could show it on Instagram. We just had this video compiled. We were just looking at some older footage. I'm gonna try to show y'all on Instagram too. We were just looking at some older footage of some work that we've done with clients. Look at this. Our biggest win in joining the program.
I was able to land a $30,000 contract.
I have secured my first six-figure contract.
My very first contract after working with Ashley was a 4-figure contract.
I spent 2 hours of my time and made $27,000.
You landed your first 4-figure speaking engagement after attending the event.
My new rate is $15,000.
A $75,000 contract, the 100 one we're talking about now.
$141,400. It is way above the $100,000 mark.
After Speaker Ready Cash, I submitted a proposal for it was $55,000, but it's actually up to $72,000 now.
So you mean to tell me, Jessica, that your first speaking contract was $60,000? Your first paid speaking contract?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Because I want to make sure we all on the same page here. Look, let me tell y'all something. Like, you're not going to see those types of client results and hear those kind of stories and still be like, let me give y'all a $30 ebook. Like, you're just not, you know what I mean? So I'm also cool with, for a short period of time, you doing what it takes to get some folks some results so that you feel in total integrity by charging what you need to charge. Your pricing is based a lot on what you believe and on your confidence. So for us, we started off with a 1-day event. It was like a couple $100 of event. It was 10 of us in a conference room. Now we're at a 3-day event. It's $2,500 to attend VIP. And we also have a inner circle ticket, which is not on the website. You have to reach out to us privately to get that. But we have a $2,500 event. It's 3 days. Everyone comes. We coach them for 3 days. We give them an incredible experience. We've up-leveled the experience. The event starts when you buy your ticket. What do I mean by that? Right when you buy your Speaker Ready Cash live ticket, you actually get access to a portal, access to a Facebook group, we're doing a live prospecting party July 14th, where you will actually be able to see how we automate a lot of our prospecting to large organizations and corporate clients. So you're getting all that before the event. Before the event even takes place. And then you come for 3 days in November and we just take it to the next level. So what I'm saying is I had to get comfortable realizing I could serve at a high level. And one thing I couldn't do was give up when the event was small, or give up when it wasn't that many people buying, you don't do that, because you have to know what you're put on this earth to do. Like, what are you put here for? What are you supposed to be doing? If this is your dream, if your business is your dream, if you want to speak and change lives, if you want to speak and sell your services, if you want to consult and coach and help people get a result, you can't quit. You can't give up before you get to see the beauty of it all. When it was 10 people for our first event in 2019, it was 10 people in a conference room in a WeWork. Like, if someone, a prophetess or someone would have come to me and been like, Ashley, don't give up, because one day you're going to have an event and it's going to be 300 people in the room and you're going to help all these women, particularly Black women. You know, we help a lot of Black people make more money. So particularly Black women, you're going to help them to land 5- and 6-figure contracts. You're going to help them to believe in their businesses. You're going to help them to replace their whole annual salary with one contract. They're going to be doing less work they've ever done in their lives, making more money, feeling better. You're going to do all of this. If they would have told me all that and it was me with the 10 people in the conference room, I would have been like, okay, I don't see it, but I'm down. But you know what? Even when it was 10 people in that conference room, after that event, me and my husband went, we had a really nice dinner and we celebrated. We were totally grateful for every single person that showed up. And two of those people that were at that first event with just 10 of us in a conference room have since landed a 5- and 6-figure contract because they kept working with us over the years. Think about that. Like, you have to get good at iterating. Iteration is so powerful. What you do the first time is great. Then you do it again. You make it better the second time. Then you do it again. You make it better the third time. And how do you iterate more powerfully? You get coaching and you hire experts and you hire consultants to help you to get better faster and to see your blind spots. And we hire a lot of different consultants and coaches just to keep us fresh. Like, we want to be Netflix, not Blockbuster. So we want to stay fresh. We want to make sure that we're always innovating. And one of the ways that I think about it, and I started telling my friends this, and I told someone this at breakfast today, and I talked to my husband about it. One of the reasons that I love investing in myself, personal, professional development, going to events, getting coaching, doing all that. The reason I love investing in myself is because I consider myself a queen. Roll with me on this. Y'all queens and kings too. I consider myself a queen. And one of the things that I love whenever we watch these movies like Game of Thrones, or series like Game of Thrones, or we watch like a movie and it's an older movie and it's back in the time where there's queens and kings, one of the things that's always common is they have wise counsel. When you read the Bible, what did the kings do? The kings got wise counsel. They had different advisors to advise them on different things. And so for me, I'm like, okay, if I have committed to leading a group of people, all the people that trust me to coach and consult them, they trust our company to coach and consult them and guide them and lead them. I want to make sure I don't have blind spots. So I'm going to invest in coaching and consulting and all of these things to make sure that I'm always getting the best information so that I can serve at a high level. And then I can help my team to serve at a high level. I can help just everyone in our organization to serve our clients. My husband's in the comments like, what's up, my queen? Yeah, somebody's like, you want to be Netflix, not Blockbuster. You want to iterate. You don't want to fall behind. You don't want to fall behind. And I know that some of you guys are believers and you believe in Christ, and I'm a Christian. And so I don't know why it is, but sometimes we think, the first thing we think is like, let me be tight with all my resources, tight with all my money, tight with everything. Let me tell y'all something. God is a God of abundance. He's a God of order. He's a God of rulership. But he's a God of abundance. And if I want to be like Christ, then I need to be someone who believes in abundance, who believes in getting the information that I need to serve the people that I'm called to serve. What I can't do, though, is be like, I want to make millions and millions of dollars, but I don't want to spend any of it. I don't want to reinvest any of it back into my community. I don't want to reinvest any of it back into my business. Whatever you are not willing to invest in getting better at, you shouldn't be selling. That's just how I see it. That is my guiding light of integrity. If I don't want to invest in it, I shouldn't be selling it. If I don't want to invest in my business, I should not be running it. The truth is, once I started getting more mature, I realized that my business wasn't even for me. I'll tell on myself some more. I'm laying it all dry today. When I first started my business, I was like, I want people who work for me. I want people who will, make my life easier. That's what I used to say all the time. The truth of the matter is, though, guys, when you are a leader, you are actually serving those that you're called to lead. That includes the people who work for your organization and your clients. The truth of the matter is, I thought I would become a leader and I would get to kind of be like Beyonce level talent. Like, all I do is, I work hard on the background, but like the show is about me. It's really not. Like, I have to get better. I have to grow as a person so that I can serve those that I'm called to serve. It's not really optional. It's not really optional. And so the 3 shifts that I made to change everything in my business. Number 1, I had to shift from 6-figure years to 6-figure contracts. That is literally when I made that shift, the vision of my company got even clearer. 2, I had to stop looking around and start looking up, looking at what your peers are doing and setting what you will do based solely on what your peers is doing is not going to get you where you need to go. Look at the top of the market. Don't choose your audience and your pricing based on fear, and be really clear about who's making decisions in your business. Is it fear? Is it lack? Is it doubt? Or is it you? Third, I had to get comfortable with the belief that I can serve at a high level, that I can work with people who will place requirements on me, that I could serve billion-dollar organizations, even though I am not a billion-dollar organization yet, that my bank account does not determine who I am called to. Let me repeat that, okay? My bank account does not determine who I am called to. We recently signed a Fortune 500 company. They were not like, well, Ashley, you're not in the Fortune 500 yet. You can't work with us. No, we closed the deal. Your bank account doesn't determine who you're called to serve. And this is why it's so critically important that when you are looking up, you're like, okay, great. I'm looking up, God, what do you want from me? Who am I supposed to serve? If fear wasn't in the way, who would I be serving? If I wasn't worried about whether or not people could afford it, what would I be charging? If I wasn't concerned about whether or not I'm good enough or qualified enough, what would I be doing? What is the thing that I've already been doing in my entire life? I just haven't put a name to it or put a service to it. And here's another thing, y'all, because we're just talking today, okay? Your life leaves clues. But if there are areas of your life that you have not looked to for clues, you'll miss some of your purpose. Every single piece of your story has purpose for your present. Every single piece of your story. Let me tell you how I know. In college, I was on the board called the Illini Union Board. A part of what we did was I had a $65,000 budget. It may have been a little bit higher, but it was like $60,000 or $65,000 budget to hire speakers. Oh, that's strange. So you mean to tell me you hired speakers in college and now you teach speakers how to work with colleges, but you hired speakers when you were in college? So you already know what you were paying back then because you were writing the checks then? Wow, who knew? But if I wasn't looking at my entire life's journey and being like, man, where are the clues at? I wouldn't have even put 2 and 2 together. Then I worked a job right out of college. I was making maybe 35 grand a year plus commission checks as a sales representative. I did inside sales. I did over 20,000 sales calls. 20,000 sales calls. I was told no over 99% of the time, but I loved the job, had the right attitude, really learned a lot about sales, all of that. Wait, you mean to tell me you used to work in sales and now you teach corporate sales and you teach people how to deal with rejection and you used to get rejected all the time? You mean to tell me that had purpose? Yeah. But then check this out. Right after college, I could barely get a job anywhere. Got hired at a company where I was making $25,000 a year. And I was doing digital marketing for a company that was like helping African Americans get employed in corporations. And what did they have me doing? Learning how to sell to people online, learning how to position people online. Wait, you mean to tell me you did digital marketing for $25,000 for a large tech company? And now you sell your services exclusively online? Whoa. I'm telling y'all, there are clues in your past that you have not been able to really access and see and get value from and repackage and see as benefit to your current clients and to your present because you haven't looked at your past with the right viewpoint. Heal from that stuff so you can take all the wins from your entire life, repackage it, and give it to the people you're called to serve now. There's so many other things that would almost seem like a coincidence, but it's not because God wastes nothing. So every area, everything, like 4 years old, I was on stage and speaking. 4 years old. I did the graduation speech for the University of Illinois. It's 40,000 students at the University of Illinois. I did the Black graduation speech, closed the place out, crushed it, clearly. Life leaves clues. Like literally your life will leave clues. Like you'll be able to see areas that you should be working in now. If you would just look, that job you hated, take the win from that. That bad relationship, what was it supposed to teach you though? Those people who turn their backs on you, where's the principle in that? Because once you start looking at your past like that, you can get a perspective that will propel your future. You don't have to, it gets better. It wasn't until I started looking at my past appropriately was I able to really see where my power is and move forward. So I'll leave y'all with that. We do have obviously you all should be at Speak Your Way to Cash Live in November. We have an event coming up called Pitch Your Way to Cash. It is we're doing a 5-day, first time ever, a 5-day challenge. Now, when you go to pitchyourwaytocash.com, you can get your ticket. You're going to want to get the VIP ticket or the platinum ticket. I think the platinum ticket is like $297. It's 5 days, last week of this month. And for 5 days, we're going to walk you through how to pitch, who to pitch, why you should be pitching them, how you should be targeting them. It's going to be incredible. So make sure you go to pitchyourwaytocash.com to sign up for that. It's really, really, really good. And get the platinum ticket. Invest in yourself. It's like $297 for 5 days of coaching. I mean, that's incredible. So make sure you check that out. If you don't already have your ticket for the event in November, you need to get it now, like right now, because we've already sold 160 of those tickets. To be clear, put this in perspective, y'all. We've sold almost double the tickets that we sold last year. And we got 5 more months until the event. What does that tell you about when these tickets are going to be gone? They're going to be gone soon. And in person is really limited. That's the VIP ticket. You'll want to be in person. I don't know why you would do virtual unless you like really can't come for whatever reason, like you need to be in person. And if you have a virtual ticket and you want to upgrade, you can do that as long as we have seats left. So those are all of my announcements. Hopefully this was helpful. If it was, share it with someone else. Let me know in the comments. But I'm excited for y'all and looking forward to seeing you live your best life.
All right, wasn't that interview amazing? If you're anything like me, you have pages full of notes. But here's the thing. Before you head out, I want you to go to facebook.com and join the Speak Your Way to Cash Facebook group. That is where I am. That's where a ton of other speakers are, a ton of other people who listen to the show. We all congregate there and chat. And it's 100% free. Now, if you're ready to take your speaking career to the next level, I have 2 ways for you to do that. One, you can go to ashleynicolekirkwood.com/SYWTC live replay and pick up the live replay. That training is 7 modules, chock full of information. It's crazy. Go over there, read all about it. Or if you want a more personal experience, you already know that you want to be a speaker. You're ready to fully commit and you want someone to walk you through it and save you tons of time Googling and doing it on your own, then book a VIP day with me. You can go to ashleynicolekirkwood.com, scroll down until you see the VIP day section and get more information on that there. All right. Thank you guys again for watching. Please do not forget to leave us a review. That is how we keep this train rolling and get some of the best speakers in the world to get on this show. So please, please, please leave a review. Shoot me a message on Facebook or Instagram, and Facebook in the Speak Your Way to Cash group, Instagram at The Ashley Nicole Show. And I'd be more than happy to chat with you and say hi. All right, y'all have an awesome, awesome day.